sharing with you about work-family balance and work-life interface. Professor Du already introduced me. This is a little bit about my school background. I did my undergraduate here at BYU, and then went to the University of Texas for my graduate work in economics. Do we have any Longhorn fans in here? Yeah? All right. So I just thought it was appropriate, since we're talking about work and family, to just briefly give you a small perspective about where I'm coming from in terms of work and family. So that's my school background. I'm currently a researcher for the Center for Family Studies here on campus, and I do a variety of a lot of different research, mostly centered on family policy and family interactions. And so if you're interested in those topics, come talk to me after, and we can talk about that. This is my family, just in a nutshell, my family background. So we'll be talking today about work-family balance, and I feel like this is something that I understand from a research perspective, and also from something that I think about day to day. Yeah, are you able to put the slides, keep the slides up there, and just work on this monitor? Okay, so today in class, you can see I put up this little Venn diagram. We have class today. What I'll be talking about, you have chapter 12 in the textbook, and I'm not going to be covering everything in the textbook, so please go and read that chapter when we finish today to make sure that anything that we didn't discuss, you're still ready for the exam and ready to apply it in your life on that, okay? Let me just give you a quick roadmap on where we're going. I don't know why that booker's not working.
It's not the slide show's not on.
Oh, the slide show's not on. Okay, I'll just do it here. Sorry that it is like a little funky getting started. Let's just get an outline for today's class. Okay, first we're going to talk about some definitions. Those definitions are work-family facilitation and family-work facilitation. Those are going to be our main topics, and I know you're probably saying to yourself, what is work-family facilitation? Why is that a different thing than flipping the order and saying family-work facilitation? So we're going to go through and talk about what these concepts even mean. Okay, then we're going to talk about what this looks like, what research has found in terms of the way that it presents in families in terms of their work and their family. And then finally, we'll talk at the end about some boundary spanning principles. Boundary spanning is the researcher's way of saying strategies for making this work-family issues interface nicely and easily for families. So we'll be talking about ways that you can improve your work-family trade-off. Okay, I'm not going to have you raise your hands, but how many of you feel like you have something that you can easily relate to in terms of the work category? You don't have to raise your hand if you're like, okay. All of you are here today in school, and it probably seems like school is your primary focus right now. So everything that we're talking about with work, just be thinking of school. Okay, this is your work right now. And I know a lot of you also have jobs, right? Okay, what about family? Lots of times when researchers talk about this, they're talking about parents with young children in the home. And you may say, I don't really have that situation right now. Well, it's okay that you're here today to be learning about this, because this is probably going to be applicable later on when you have a job and you also have family responsibilities. It's also applicable today, and you might just have to think about what to you represents family in your life right now, whether it's your family even though you're away from home, you're connecting with siblings and parents, or if it means developing relationships, or if you want to think of your relationships with roommates and friends and board members as kind of your analogy for what we're calling family in terms of how you can implement this today. Okay, great. Can you go to the next slide? Okay. Can we put the slide up on the screen? Yeah, just push it over. Oh, this is perfect. Yeah, then we can put it back on the slideshow. Okay, I want you to get out a piece of paper, and it's okay, leave it, you could just leave it like that. Get out a piece of paper. I mean, I hope you're already taking notes. We're going to do a little activity together, so with groups of 2 or 3, like your neighbor, the person you're sitting close to, 2 or 3. Don't get up and move, but just think about the people you're near. We're going to categorize everything that you do with your time into broad categories. So today, here you are in class. I would think of that as a work activity. I heard that you have an assignment due on Learning Suite soon. I would think about turning in assignments as part of the work and school category. Okay, so I'm starting us out, and you may have more or less than these 6 bubbles, and feel free to just kind of categorize into broad areas the way you spend your time and the demands on your time and attention. Okay, so I'll give you a minute with your neighbor to think of these broad categories. Okay, are there questions about what I'm asking? Yeah. Another category? Okay, I didn't want to be doing it, but I want you guys to think of what your categories are. I give you work. Another one might be family. Like this would be phone calls with parents away from home. This would be if you have children, you have to take care of them. So family would be maybe another one. Okay? I can't hire someone else to do, and it's really important for my own physical, emotional functioning. But self-care. Okay, so those are the things for me, and I know yours will look a little bit different. Okay, so we have all these demands on our time, and they interact with each other, so that something that's happening in one domain of our life might be affecting other parts of our life as well, okay? And so we've got this overall picture, and this describes what a researcher would call work-life balance. It's when all of these different domains are interacting well and working well so that the needs of the working individual are allocated between work and all these other activities, okay? Now, so you've heard that term work-life balance, and it just means that things are interacting well between all of them. Okay? Now today, we are going to be focusing on mostly on 2 of these areas. We're going to be focusing on work and family. But you can see that it would be an incomplete picture to just focus on those 2 and pretend like the others weren't also interacting. And so you'll hear hints of how these other areas interact today. You'll also go and read a chapter and learn more about some of these other areas. And then if you're really, really interested, you'll keep going with this topic by taking the School of Family Life class 370, which is called Family, Work, and Community. And that's where you really are going to get a better perspective of how all these are interacting. But today we just have time to think about work and family. So that's going to be our main focus. Okay? And the reason we're focusing on this today is because these are two really important focal points in the Proclamation on the Family. It talks about the need for rearing our children or devoting time to our family as a duty. It also talks about the need to provide for physical needs. And so I see these two domains as very important to Heavenly Father. That we get this right in both areas and we don't let one overshadow another one. Okay, so we'll be focusing on that. So we're finally ready for this definition. What is our lecture about today? Work-family facilitation. Okay, and this is just thinking about the interplay between work and family. I'll come back to this definition in a second. But we're going to think about this from a causal point of view, a cause and effect. Okay? So we're thinking about if something happens at work, how does that affect what's happening in the family domain? Okay? So that's when we're thinking about the words facilitation and interference, we're thinking about a causal effect. Okay, so let's go to this definition. Work-family facilitation is when participating in work increases the quality of performance in family goals. Okay, can you hear the causal piece of that? What's happening at work, what you're learning at work, what you're experiencing at work, is then improving your abilities in your family responsibilities and your family environment. Okay, so that's work-family facilitation. Work is facilitating a better home experience. Okay, work-family interference is the opposite of this. It's when something at work negatively impacts your family or your family responsibilities. Okay. All right, so that's work-family facilitation and work-family interference. Any guesses about when we put the word family first? Family work facilitation and family work interference. Any ideas for what that would look like? Okay, that's this causal pathway going the other direction. When something at home is happening that positively impacts your abilities in your work or school. Okay? And interference is going to be when something negative is happening at home that decreases your abilities to be successful in your work. Okay? All right, so these are the concepts we're talking about in terms of where we're going. Today, we just have a limited time. We're just introducing these ideas and starting to understand what they are. We're going to focus on things that are very immediately available to us in terms of being able to influence. Okay, so we're going to think about a sphere very close to us. When we talk about strategies, when we talk about what this looks like, we're going to talk about things that influence us in a close way. All right, we could think about sort of broader areas and aspects that affect work and family, like social context, culture, work environment. Those kinds of things are all very important and interesting. We just don't have time to talk about them today. So today, we'll really be focusing on these aspects close to us, and you can find more about these other areas in the textbook about work environment and things like that. Okay? Okay, so far, 1, 2, 3, we've got our definitions. Okay, we're ready to move to the second area, which is facilitation and interference between work and family. What does this look like? Okay? All right, so let's start exploring together. How does this happen? How does work enhance family life, or how does work interfere with family life? So I've posed this question right here. How does work enhance family life? I'm going to give you 30 seconds to turn to your neighbor and come up with one way that what you're doing in school or work enhances your ability in your family life. Okay? 30 seconds and then I want to hear what you say. Here. That's why we're starting first. Okay, right here.
When I'm working, I'm obviously earning money. When I have more money, I can go do more things. So I can find people to do cool things with. It's all around, right?
Okay, can you hear she said, when I work, I get money, and then I can use that money to go do cool things with my family or enhance my family relationship. Okay, so I think this is really important that working provides resources for our families, right? Excellent. Okay, back here.
When you're working, you feel like you're contributing, and that increases your confidence and will allow you to have better relationships.
Yeah, so being able to make a contribution at work helps your emotional state and helps you feel better. You can take that feeling home and have a better home experience because you feel more confident and your emotions are better. Good. I love hearing people write this down and seeing you write this down with a pencil. I'm not writing it on the board. But that doesn't mean that what we're saying isn't something that's important. So I hope you're all starting a little list. How does this work? We've got number 1 on the list, resources. Number 2, confidence. Okay, I saw another hand somewhere. Yeah.
My neighbor is an EMT, and so she's able to, she had a family member that was sick the other day, and she was able to use the skills that she learned at work that the healthcare person found.
Excellent example. He said his neighbor's an EMT. And she uses those skills that she learns on the job to help family members and neighbors. Okay, this is not just something that happens, that he's just saying, oh, that might work. It's been documented. So there's a recent study by Chen and some other authors at Stanford, and they looked at a Scandinavian country at people who went to medical school. And then they connected, because they have really amazing data. They said, okay, we know who the doctor in the family is. We're going to look at the doctor's family members, their parents, their siblings, their children. We're going to look at their aunts and uncles, nieces and nephews, like really far out family connections. And people who had a doctor in their family had better health outcomes than people who had an otherwise very smart individual. They compared it to people with lawyers in their family. So, it's like they had smart individuals who would have been successful in medical school had they chosen that. Okay, so this is I've also seen a similar study on nurses. So this is just demonstrating that's a profession that maybe you could measure. But what you learn on the job can help you not just at work, but in other realms. Okay? I was brainstorming if I do this, and my kids would say, like I teach them about my job all the time, like my husband and I were talking about bonds at dinner time, thinking about treasury bonds, and my daughter said, I know what a bond is. It's when 2 people really like each other and feel very about each other. I was like, she's right? Yeah. Anyway, but these are kinds of, like, I have some skills that I can share. I've helped neighbor teenagers do their taxes. I haven't helped Jacob in the back. He's in my neighborhood. I haven't helped him do his taxes, but he's welcome to come over anytime. Okay, other ideas about how does work enhance family life? Okay, you guys have got all the ones that I thought of too. Good job. All right, employees, Jeff Hill has documented that employees who feel like they have a good level of work-family facilitation at their jobs are highly satisfied in their jobs. So this is something really important that can help you in your future. Okay, how does work interfere with family life? Okay, take 20 seconds to brainstorm with your neighbor. How does work interfere? Okay, go. in terms of self-care and your personal health, which can also impact your ability to fulfill family roles. Excellent. Okay, stress. Others? Yeah, so it can be exhausting, but by the end of the day, you come home and you don't want to put in the energy needed in order to meet the needs of your family. Good. So it can have physical effects. It can have effects in terms of emotions. What about the time? Just the actual time that you are physically at work, what does that mean about your ability to care for children at the same time? So there's this time element also, that when you're working, it's very difficult to be meeting care demands. Okay? All right, here's what I see a lot among people, is that when they get off work, they go home, and then they get a text or an email from work. Right? And so even though they're at home, they might feel pressure on the weekends or in the evenings through constant communication from work. Okay? And it's really hard when you're at home to be able to separate when your boss is saying, I really need you to take 20 seconds or 2 minutes to respond to this text. But that 2 minutes does interfere with your home life. Okay? So that's one. Urgent deadlines come up. Right? You guys have, when did Professor Dew say that your assignments due on Learning Suite? Monday, right? Like, if you had an urgent deadline coming up that just came up, sometimes you have deadlines, Learning Suite closes at 10 p.m., and you want to just go ahead and meet that deadline. Whatever else was going on that evening, you might push aside in order to meet that urgent deadline. Okay? This is a way that people feel work-family interference is when urgent deadlines crop up, even if they don't happen all the time. Those deadlines at that time that they're coming can really interfere because you can just push aside those family goals. Okay. All right, one final way that this can happen is Cal Newport has talked about when you're doing deep cognitive work, it can kind of crowd out little details. Do you ever feel like this happens, that you're just so focused on your schooling that you flake on something? Right? That kind of thing happens when you're working really hard to learn and grow and produce, that you might miss a dental appointment, or you might miss a pickup time or something like that, because that's just, you're so busy with it what's happening in terms of your cognitive work. And this happens for me and doing parking tickets. I just can't keep track of which vehicle I'm parking that day because I'm just focused when I get to campus on what I need to do for the day for my work, right? Okay, all right, let's talk about family life now. Let's think about the other causal pathway. How does family enhance work? And then we'll talk about how it interferes, okay? How does family life enhance? I think we're starting to get to the easier side. I think the work side's a little harder. The family side, I think it's easier to see these connections. Okay? All right, I'll give you 20 seconds to talk with your neighbor about how you see this happening or how you feel like this might happen. What are the positive benefits that your family can provide to help you be a better worker or a better student? Okay? 20 seconds.
Positive emotions,
Okay, ideas. How do you see family life being able to enhance your ability to work well? Okay, I'm going to pick on this team right here because I heard you guys saying some good ideas. All right, share with us what you facilitation is emotional support from family members. And I think it's really easy to see, like think of, for those of you who served a mission, even though you were away from your family, did you depend on emotional support from your family during that time, right? And it can happen, you know, at a mission, as a mission experience, that same sort of thing can happen in a job experience, okay? Our family members can help us and provide support. Wendy Birmingham, I didn't have time to look it up, but I just was thinking of this study today. She recently did a study of couples who came in together versus someone who came in without their spouse to be under a stressful situation. And those people who were able to go through a stressful situation with a partner had much lower stress levels and were able to manage that stressful situation a lot better. Okay, and I think that's an example, it's one example of a widespread phenomenon. Okay, other ideas about how family can support work life. Okay, in back.
I think you could want to work more if that meant if you have people who are dependent on you, you maybe could be more inclined to work harder.
Okay, so she's saying if you feel the value of your work because you have responsibilities to little people or to a spouse or something like that, you feel like there's a purpose behind this work that may not always be enjoyable. The reason I do it is because I love my family, and that helps me get through those hard times or those hard moments. Yeah, great idea. Kid right here.
They can also work as sounding boards for ideas or people to give you feedback.
Yeah, so she's saying family members can be sounding boards or give feedback. They can actually give practical help in aspects of your job. Okay, and so I want you to think back over your childhood. Did you ever help your parents in their job in any way? When I was a kid, I remember licking stamps for my dad for a project. You know, it was just something that a little child could help with, but I felt like I was supporting him at a busy time when he needed the support. I think family members can give practical support. It's not always easy when maybe the job they're doing is really complex and a kid doesn't understand it, but this is a real thing that happens in families. Excellent. Okay, what about extended family? Do extended family members ever help out somebody during, to help them do their job better? Okay. This is a common area of support, especially when it comes to unexpected care needs, that many times extended family will step in and help with those, but family can be your backup plan. And this is something that workers report of being a very valuable piece of their family work facilitation. Okay, let's talk about interference. How can family interfere with work? Does that ever happen? Does it ever happen that what's happening at home can go ahead and make it harder to be a good employee at work? Okay, I think I see a hand up here.
Yeah, just if your basic needs are being met at home, whether it's like love or belonging, it's a lot harder to focus on school.
Yeah, so he said if your basic needs aren't being met, and his idea of basic needs are love and belonging, you know, but it's also true that like if you're not being well fed, if you don't have good nutrition and things like that, like I think there's basic needs as well. If you don't feel good in your family support, that can make it harder, that those negative feelings can spill into your ability at work, to have confidence in yourself. Excellent. Yeah, right here.
Death or divorce.
Yeah, death or divorce, so big surprises or events or shocks at home can make it really hard to function at work. Okay? Yeah, right here.
I was gonna say it kind of compounds the interference that goes from work to the family, because we talked about how like not having the time for your family is gonna hurt your family life, but that can also kind of come back around and make you resent being at work because you wish you were spending more time with your family, so your performance is gonna suffer.
Yeah, I like what he's saying, that if you're sitting there feeling guilty, like I'm not doing a good job in my family domain, it can distract you from really being able to invest and do well in your work domain. Okay, kind of going off of this concept, he said, if you feel like you're spending too many hours at work you can't devote to kids, what about the converse of that? What about if you feel like I have responsibilities that I need to provide a lot of care in my home domain? That is limiting the hours that I can dedicate to work. This is a common area for mothers in particular, that they say they have a hard time feeling like they can progress in their careers just because of the time needed to focus on family needs. Yeah, good. All right, I wanted to show you one example. I don't know if you guys have seen it before. Let's see if I can pull this up. So I thought this was a nice example of,
Scandals happen all the time. The question is how.
let's see if I can pull it over.
There you go.
All right, this happened 2 years ago, so I'm not sure if you guys have seen this before, but this is a man doing an interview for the BBC. He lives in South Korea, and so of course this was just an interview where he was working in his home office.
How do democracies respond to those scandals?
And what will it mean for the wider region? I think one of your children has just walked in. I mean, shifting sands in the region. Do you think relations with the North may change?
I would be surprised if they do. My apologies.
The region.
My apologies. South Korea's policy towards North Korea has been severely limited in the last 50 years.
I smile every time I see this because it's just those, like, the most adorable kids, right? But he obviously just didn't know how to carry on. Okay, let's see if I can get my slideshow back up. Okay, there we go. All right, how do you see work-family interference in that video? It just really disrupted the flow of that interview to have these family needs, happening at the exact same time, right? All right, okay, we're gonna move on. Now that we understand how this happens and how researchers have documented how it works, let's think about some ways to make this better. To kind of shift and make sure that our lives are not tilting toward the interference side. Let's talk about if there are things we can do to make sure that we're tilting toward the facilitation side, that these two important aspects of our life are working well together. Okay? This is called boundary setting. And boundary setting just means action that facilitates positive work-life interface. Okay, so I've got 5 strategies for you, and the textbook has some additional strategies to try and improve what's going on. I hope that some of these strategies are immediately applicable to you now, so I hope you can think of ways that these could help you today, this week, this semester, in addition to this long horizon of when you're down the road and at a different stage of life. Okay, the first strategy is called bundling. And this is the idea that maybe you have 2 different domains of life that require your attention, and you want to try and find activities that simultaneously help you in both domains. Okay? So one activity simultaneously serves purposes in 2 or more aspects of life, enhancing both. And I think the key here is the enhancing both part of it. We want to find ways that we can combine activities that make both of those domains of life better. Okay, so I put up here just some different activities that might be happening in a day or a week or a life, just different things. I want you to just think about, could you bundle any of these? Are any of these good candidates for bundling? Could you try and do an activity that would combine them so that you would be able to fulfill both domains of your life at the same time? Okay, any examples? Does anyone see any that they think they can do? All right. Okay, so you said you're writing a paper?
Yeah.
He and his wife are co-authoring a paper. So are you combining homework or something like that with date? All right, well, working together, you can build your relationship as you're working on that work product together. Excellent, good example. I don't think everyone probably can do homework with their spouse, but lucky you. That's good. Okay, other examples. Okay, right here. Ministering and doing homework at the same time. Just say, let's get together, Let's support each other and be each other's cheerleaders while we're doing it. That's good. Yeah, I like to minister. The sister that I minister to likes to go on walks. So we go walking together. We combine exercise and ministry. Excellent example. Okay, right here.
I was just going to use the example, exercise and quality time should have to give us everybody.
Okay, exercise and quality times with family. All right, next slide. Wholesome recreational activities. This is a great way to bundle. Okay, you can get physical activity and you can have quality time with people, and it actually enhances both. A lot of research shows that family leisure and family recreation is a very important context for relational building. So if you want to strengthen your relationship with someone in your family, think of a wholesome recreational activity that you can do together in order to strengthen your relationship. Okay? When you are exposed to new activities together, that helps you feel closer. When you're not working or thinking about all those things, when you're having fun together, you can talk about things that maybe you can't talk about when you're busy with the day-to-day. Okay, so this is an excellent way to bundle, is to think about wholesome recreational activities. Foreverfamilies.byu.edu is a website that has it covers a lot of different topics. It has an excellent article on wholesome recreational activities. So if you want to think more about this, go to that website and find the wholesome recreational activities tab there. Okay, another idea I had was family meals. Nobody mentioned this, but family meals are more important than just as a means to consume calories. Your family dinner has a lot of documented effects for families and children. It increases family cohesion. There are a lot of positive health benefits and eating behaviors. And so when we see kids especially eating dinner with their families, they have better diet, they have less eating disorders, they have a lot of better eating habits developing. But it's also, spills over into academics, delinquency, and depression. So these are really important things. There's also beginning to be some evidence that family dinner is facilitating parents investing in their children. When you can sit down and talk over a meal, that it's a good context for reviewing what happened in the day, talking about the ups and downs, and working through things together. Okay, so family meals is a good way to bundle. Okay, I have an example from Marie Kondo. Has anyone seen this? Has anyone seen her show? Okay, that was a lot fewer hands than I thought. I thought like the whole world knew about her. Okay, so she's an organizational guru, and her main focus is helping people get organized in their house and kind of declutter their stuff. But when I was watching this first episode when it came out a while ago, there was this couple, and they were complaining not about the stuff in their house. They were complaining about this conflict they felt between family relationships and home duties. The mom said, I am doing the laundry and I feel a lot of guilt when I'm folding laundry because I'm neglecting my children. They're over the other room. I'm supposed to be investing quality time into their development, and I can't because I'm doing the laundry. Okay, and Marie Kondo had some really good advice. She said, why don't you try and bundle that activity? Those weren't her exact words. That's essentially what she said. She said, in my house, I just bring my children and the laundry, and we all do it together. And so I am spending quality time, and we're getting the laundry done. Turn home duties into a family activity that can strengthen your bonds and also get those home duties done. Okay, so those are some examples of bundling. All right, I don't think everything's a good candidate for bundling. Do you see anything in here that's not a good candidate for bundling? That's the one I thought of. All right. Okay. We are getting so out of time. We're going to just skip strategies, budgeting time. Professor, do you send these slides out, right?
I will.
Okay. Well,
You'll send them to me.
you can see all the slides later. Okay. Increase quality time. We're going to skip that. We're going to go to simplify life. Sometimes a good strategy for getting a better work-family interface is to just simplify. Let go of activities that aren't enhancing your life, but that maybe are slowing you down in reaching your ultimate goals. Okay? Albert Uchtdorf said it this way. He said, one of the things we learn from studying the growth of trees is that during seasons when conditions are ideal, trees grow at a normal rate. However, during seasons when growing conditions are not ideal, trees devote their energy to the basic elements necessary for survival. Okay, so he said in his talk, he went on to say, essentially, it's really easy to understand why a tree does this and that that's a good thing. But far more common is our failure to apply this principle to our lives. When stress begins, when things crop up in life, we, instead of slowing down, trimming away unimportant things, maybe we just like keep trying to keep that, or we keep that same busy pace, and maybe even try and take on more. And his counsel to us is to let go of unimportant things in our life and stay focused on the things that matter most. That's going to bring us a lot more balance in our lives. Okay? Have you guys ever found this to be true? Does this happen? Yeah, this can happen when we have a lot of stress in our lives, that just letting go of some things that are less important to us could be a good strategy. This sometimes means that you have to say no when you get an invitation, right? If someone asks you, could you help me out with this? It could be really uncomfortable to say, I just can't do that right now, right? So I understand that it could be hard to simplify and trim down, but it's just a good exercise to go through and evaluate your life, evaluate your low-value activities, and see if you can let them go, and if that'll help you reach your goals and feel more balanced in your life. Okay, our final concept is to focus on and partner with Heavenly Father in the Savior. I put a yoke up here, because to me that's an image that captures the idea of partnering with the Savior. Okay, when we do this, everything else can fall into place. And the reason I think this is so powerful is because of something that Elder Bednar taught us. He said, I wonder if we mistakenly believe we must make the journey from good to better and become a saint all by ourselves through sheer grit, willpower, and discipline, and with our obviously limited capacities. We need to appreciate that the Lord desires not only to direct us, but also to empower us. The enabling power of the atonement strengthens us to do and be good and serve beyond our own individual desire and natural capacity. The Elder Bednar is saying, when we partner with the Savior, He'll direct us and He'll empower us. We'll be able to do more than we possibly could have done on our own. I think this is a really important concept, a really powerful concept in our lives. When I was at your stage, when I was an undergraduate here at BYU, I didn't understand this as well as I should have. And for me, like I transitioned to adulthood, like this transition period that you guys are going through, it's hard. So many things are changing at once. You're trying to become really independent. A lot of things were changing, and I was, it's not like I got diagnosed with cancer and my stress went up. It was just like the regular part of stress that comes with becoming an adult. We're starting to just ratchet up for me. And one day, I was like, this is a lot for me. I feel really stressed. I like to go running if you're really stressed, so I started running down towards the canyon. So I was running down University Avenue, headed toward the mouth of the canyon, just feeling so overwhelmed and so stressed. So as I'm running, I started just kind of thinking to myself, how can I make this stress go away? How can I deal with this? What can I do? And I had this, in the moment of trying to figure out a way to relieve the stress, I said to myself, why don't I just run away? Why don't I just keep running? Just keep going, right? And then I won't have to worry about the tests and the projects and the relationships and the finances, right? If I just kind of kept going, maybe I could just disappear for a little while, and then I wouldn't have all these demands on me. Does anyone ever feel like that? Maybe I was just the one. But anyway, so in that moment, I'm kind of having this nonsense exercise with myself, and I felt like I could do it until I remembered the Savior that gave me the courage to turn around. And he promised me in that moment that he would help me work through that stress, that he would empower me, not with those words, but that I would be able to